Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back. Good to see everyone. As you all know, we are the registered nurse
Yes,
couple,
the RN couple.
and we are here again to talk how about why we decided to go into nursing school, what made us go into nursing school.
Yes.
For me, I would say myself going into nursing school was accidental. Okay? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And for my case, I would say maybe, who knows, if I would say I was like destined, I don't know. Because I think this is the third time that I had like someone was pushed me to like, why not go study nursing? I had the first opportunity to study nursing while I was still before I got into my first degree. I was like, no, I can't. No,
It was a
not me.
destiny call. See your destiny and nothing tied together.
Oh my God. I remember the second time was when I was in the UK, and I remember that I got a job and they told me, oh, we're going to train you to be a nurse. I was like, no, scare. No, not me and you people. Only for me to end up coming to Canada, and I found myself studying the kind nursing. But I'm grateful. Like I said, who knows? In my destiny.
No, it's your destiny because it's your call. And
Abi.
you've answered the call. So
Yeah, who knows?
here
Yes.
we are.
And I love being a nurse. I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. Well, me too. I love what I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the fact that you make an impact, and then people tell you, thank you for saving lives, and then you put smile on people's faces,
Yeah.
especially when they are down.
Yes.
So it keeps me going. Each time I make an impact, I feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stressful. It's not easy. Sometimes there's a burnout. The long-standing. Like the showing up, and sometimes you don't feel like clocking in those hours. But once you clock in, and then you make an impact either on the floor or even in the community, you see people, you put the smile on people's face, and then when you come back home, you feel fulfilled.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, our journey to studying nursing began when we arrived in Canada.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I would actually say that it was a coincidence, right?
Yes, it was.
What happened was that when we had arrived Canada in 2019 December, we were still trying to find our feet and see what we would do, because when we came, she was pregnant, right?
Oh yeah,
heavily
pregnant for my first child.
Yeah. So, but prior to coming to Canada, we had an aim, right? The aim was that because she had completed her masters in UK, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So myself, I was working in an NGO. So the aim was that when I come over to Canada, I would go back and get my masters in public health. I had applied to U of A then. I had written my letter of intent, but I don't think I had submitted it as at that time. That was while we were still in Nigeria. So we came with transcript. So it was just like an open transcript. So like to whom it may concern, that was what they wrote on the transcript. So I came with one of my transcripts, and then she came with one of her transcripts as well too. So when we were coming, we landed. So the aim was that she was going to do her PhD or go into PhD. And the aim was that for me, when I come, I will go into public health, go into public health and epidemiology per se, just to continue with my career, just to toe the same step I had back in Nigeria. So when we landed, it wasn't going as we planned, so right? But what we usually say is that God wrote our story, right? Because for once, I never thought I would be a nurse. It wasn't part of the agenda, right?
Never seen myself as a nurse.
See herself going into nursing school. But when we arrived, we were kind of like, okay, well, because she was pregnant. She was working in Nigeria. She was pregnant, right? We didn't know what the system looked like. So, in order not to be bored at home, so we were kind of like, we started searching, like, okay, what does she do while nursing the baby, so that after one year, when she's able to get back to work, then she won't be bored, right? I mean, first parents, our first, baby, we never knew how overwhelming it could be just to take care of the child,
Oh yeah.
so so we are still looking for another job or another school or another task to add on top of taking care of a baby. We didn't know what the future held us at that time, so we started searching, right? What will she do? Obviously, I know I was going to work, right, just to bring in the money and then pay our bills and settle things, right? So that mine was out of the equation. So we started looking, okay, what is she going to do? What is she going to study, right? What would keep her busy? Why not send the baby when the baby comes, so that she doesn't get bored, so that once she's done, she would quietly transition into the system and then get a job and start working as well. So while we were, pondering on that, so myself, I had I think in January I had started working at McDonald's then. So I was busy, but she was kind of trying to prepare, to expecting the baby. We're all, preparing and then expecting the baby. While where we were as at that time, okay, special shout out to Auntie Juliet, who was
Oh yeah.
we were kind of hanging in at hers as at that time. So
Yeah.
she actually one of the people that made things a bit easier for us, because while we were at her place, so I was working at McDonald's, then she was trying to prepare for the baby, going for her appointments, and then so during that time, I think what happened again? How did we even come across you going to study nursing?
Okay, so what happened was that, like he said, we were we stayed with Auntie Juliet, and she was like they always say, having a soft landing in Canada means a lot to you. And also, the first set of people you meet in Canada is going to define what your future in Canada is going to be like. That is one statement that I am a full witness to say that. See that particular statement, it is real, because meeting the set of people that we met is what led us to where we are today, right?
Sure.
So when we kept trying to ponder on what we were going to do in terms of education, because we wanted a better life for ourselves here. We wanted
all I wanted to do is to go into the street, make money, bring back money, take care of the family.
We wanted, Jare. We wanted. Anyway, so I spoke to Auntie Juliet about it. Then I also spoke to Madam IG of blessed memory about it too. And I was like, okay, so I really, really want to, because I've always been someone that likes profession and career. I don't know, I've always been a bookworm, kind of. Not really, I don't have to explain it, but I've always been a school person, right?
So I've always wanted to make some business, make money, bring back money.
Oh my God. So when I spoke to them about our intention of me studying PhD and him going to do his master's, they were like, PhD in Canada. Right there, don't even waste your energy. Don't even stress yourself. Don't waste your time.
I know.
Why not go and study nursing? It was Madam Maiji that first made that comment. I was like, nursing, me, nurse. No, me and nurse cannot be in the same sentence. That was how I put it. And she laughed at me. So
you said, God forbid.
I was like, no way. I was like, it can't even happen. But anyway, after we spoke about it, I was like, you know what? If I go and study medicine instead? Because it's still like, at least it's still, to me, I felt it's still closer to nursing, right?
Yeah.
So we tried, myself and my husband made research on it. We saw the whole MCAT and everything. Madam IJ, I spoke to Madam IJ about it, like, okay, I found what I want to do. And she was like, what? I want to study medicine. She was like, medicine.
That's a long route.
She told me, okay, so if you want to study medicine, do you know that you can still study nursing, then go and do your master's in nursing and be a nursing practitioner and still practice like a doctor? And I was like, how is that even possible? That would be a story for another day. I would gist you of that side. So I went back. I was like, no way. Then my husband, I said, okay, if like you don't want to study the nurse, if you don't want to study, let me go and study it now. No, I was not like, you are who? I beg you. So we now gathered our transcript. I was like, okay, let's go and ask questions. So Auntie Juliet took us to where we were going to, the school that we went to. So we went to the school, we asked questions, I showed them my transcript, and they were like, oh, you have nothing to lose, just apply. Right? So I applied. Now
the Nigerians wanted to dig deep and say, okay, what's the criteria? What is the ranking? What's the possibility that when we apply we will get
I needed to be sure. Let me no longer put my money inside. At the end of the day, nothing will come out of it. Right? So by the time we went there, we showed them out the transcript, my transcript and everything, and they were like, okay, that you have nothing to lose, just apply. So I still remember that time. Early morning, I woke up, carried the transcript, started trying to photocopy everything and do leave it though, it's not easy. So now after that, now we started thinking, okay, my own side of the education aspect has been solved. Now my husband, what will you do?
What will I do?
What will you study? What will you do? Because
I was still adamant. I wanted to just go make money,
that's the money, but
for the family but
at the end of the day,
I didn't know it doesn't work like that.
Like I said, me, I'm education, I'm a book somebody, right? So I think we spoke about it, and he started trying to look for what he was studying. He tried to check for...
I checked for social work.
I remember.
I checked for social work, and the problem I had with social work was that it was like online, and then you do 2
years in person and 2 years online.
So
I like
no, I don't think I'm that I don't like online schooling. I don't think I'm that disciplined to do online, so I just quietly sticked out of that place. I was like, okay, what about practical nursing? So it was one of the nearby schools that that does the practical nursing. I was like, practical nursing, I mean, I can do practical nursing. It's just 2 years. It doesn't take time, right? I can just quickly go in and come out and then start working. And so she was like, my wife was like, you know what, if you can do practical nursing, I would encourage you to actually apply for the RN program.
But it's true. Now let's think
instead
about
of just doing 2 years. Why not do 4 years? I was still skeptical. I was like, God, 4 years, going back to school for 4 years again. Oh, are you sure I can do that? I was like, okay, let's see how that goes. So when all these things was happening, I wasn't serious about it, right? All I needed to do was to let's put our own application. So we gathered everything, put in our application, and then sent in the transcript. We didn't even know the transcript would work because it was to whom it may concern. So we just sent in the transcript. So when we threw in the transcript, so I think we drove, and Juliet drove us there, and then we submitted your application. So when we submitted the application, they had said that we needed a WIAC scratch card.
Oh, that's true. That's
true. So that they would need to verify our YA.
Yeah, I remember.
So we haven't even started my own application. So it was just our own application. So
Mhm.
we told your sister then to help us buy a scratch card. So she bought the
Yes.
scratch card and sent us the pin. So
We sent it to the school.
that was just your own. So we sent to the school, and then that one went. It was like after we did that one, we now rested, right? Then I went to my McDonald's job. I was working, like a very hardworking guy.
This is what they call our humble beginnings. Our humble beginnings.
Yeah, our very humble beginnings.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I went to McDonald's. I was working my McDonald's 5 a.m. in the morning. I would just wake up, I was manning the grill where I chunk out the eggs, chunk out the sausages, and very early in the morning I would have gone. So I was so busy, right? That and the baby was about to come as well. So I was really working just to, make money to, give the baby some soft landing there. So I was carried away. So after some time, and I can't remember, 2, 3, no.
I think about 2 weeks later.
2 weeks, yeah.
After I applied for my own.
Yes.
Then you now finally decided that anyway, I have nothing to lose.
I have nothing to lose.
Because we kept trying to search for a course for him and we couldn't find any course.
I was like, anyway, let me just throw it. She had already started getting worried, like, you need to do this, you need to do that. I said, you know what? Let me just please hand through it. That's why I filled out the application, and then I didn't. Now for hers, we all went there, submitted her application. So when I finished mine, I packaged it in a brown envelope and gave to somebody to
help us send
it to the school. So I didn't even, after they submitted, I wasn't even sure she submitted, did she not submit it, did they receive it, did they not receive it. So I went. So after all these things happened, around March, it was around March that one day,
precisely on the 6th of March. That was the day. On the 6th of March, because that was a week after my first daughter's, my child. I think it was not 1 week after. I think it was 1 week after we had our first baby.
Our first baby, right?
Yeah. It was 1 week after we had our first baby.
So baby came, and the hustle, the bustle, being first parent, first time parent, like.
For me personally, I had even forgotten that I applied for anything. Like I totally forgot about it.
You will, because you are battling with baby.
As a first time mom, like with no help, nothing.
So it was like, So around March, just like you said, March 6th, precisely, I brought the laptop and said, you know what, let me even check and see what is happening.
Point of correction, he checked it without even telling me that he's checking. He hit one corner.
So I checked mine first, right? So when I checked mine, honestly speaking, I never, ever believed I would get admission to study nursing.
Yes.
I never. So I first of all logged into my own portal, my own account. I saw admitted BSc nursing. I was like,
wow.
Jeez. I was like, I shouted, admitted. That was what I shouted like. So she became interested, right? And then came and saw and was like, log into my own.
The funny story is that he got admitted, but he was not yet happy. In his mind is like, God, whatever you do, let this lady get admitted too.
So
anyway,
I logged out and logged into her and then saw admitted. We were happy. But we was
yes.
Yeah, it was actually a mixed feeling for us. I mean, we were so happy. So like Auntie Juliet had to encourage us and say, this is a miracle. You guys don't even know what happened here.
Exactly, because we had just landed and just got admission immediately, which is so rare. Because I heard nursing admission is so difficult, but for us it was like.
So what happened was that the admission process changed. I think after we had gone into the school, because but before we came and doing our own
Yeah,
set, it
during
was
our
like
time,
they would
it was
get all the
difficult.
applications,
Yeah,
then
rank them, and they
and
will pick
then
the
pick the
first
first
80
80
people.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that
that
was how
was
it
how it
happened.
was
But now
before.
it's
First come, first
first
serve.
qualified, first admitted. So I mean, it was like a big deal. So we didn't even know what we were sitting on. Like so it was when people started like Auntie Julia were like, wow, really? Both of you? Like we're like, okay, something is happening here. So but when I went to sleep, I was like, I knew in my mind, okay, this is a good news, but there's a problem to us, right? So how do we
pay the school
how do we
fees?
fund the school? How do we take care of the baby? How do we take care
Oh
of family?
my
How
god.
a whole lot of
Yeah, a
things
lot of things were
was
was running through our
running
minds.
through our minds, right? But at the same time, we said, okay, after like 2 days, I told her, you know what, you will just have to go, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I will either defer my admission or I won't go, you know. She was like,
agree
no,
I stood my feet on the ground. I said, no,
both of us
we
have
do it
to.
together.
Yeah, we have to do it together. I was like, oh, which kind of one?
You say which kind wife I marry so?
I said, okay. I was like, okay, so how do we pay the fees? How do we do this? Well, I said, okay, let's see how that goes. So that was when okay, now the day our daughter was born, our first child was born, I got another job, which is a support work, right?
Yes.
So I was now adding the support work with McDonald's. So I would work McDonald's. I would wake up around 4, hit McDonald's, get to McDonald's by 5, work from 5 o'clock in the morning till 11. Then I will go off, rest, come back home, rest, then leave 3 p.m. again to my support work till 11 p.m.
at
and
night.
I'll come back again. And then 4:30 a.m. in the morning I leave again. So
the cycle continues.
Yes. The essence of this was that, okay,
school fees.
we are trying to save the school fees, right? So that we can save the school fees. At some point, I even told her, like, okay, we had a property manager. I was like, you know what, worst case scenario, we'll just dispose the property and then bring the money and then pay the school fees. So a lot of things we are, going
planning
through,
was not easy
through our mind and everything. Then after some time, we got a mail, and then the mail was like, congratulations, you've been offered admission, unconditional offer, because we submitted our transcript, right? So they now said it was an unconditional offer. So when that mail came, I knew, in fact, that was when I knew that our life had changed in Canada, right?
Yeah, that was
our life has taken
another
different turn, right? So, but the problem is still, how do we pay the fees, right? So I started working and started saving money.
School fees,
I was saving and I was saving. But you know what? As God may have it, everything turned out to be, work out well. So that's why we keep saying God wrote our story.
That's why we always say God is in our story, because our stories. I think anytime we tell people our story, they're like, wow. Like it's such a beautiful story, and I just really hope that that even as we have decided to tell people our story, I just hope that this story encourages anyone that is like in doubt, or at that point in the person's life where the person feels that, oh, what is happening? How do I get there? So our story is a source of encouragement to people that may feel down. Just let people know that if we could achieve it, if we could do it, anybody can do it. Yeah, like I always say, we are husband and wife. We went to school together. Like, it's not easy going to school together, having a child in school, and even having one before school. And I remember that another issue we had again was childcare. Where are we going to keep our daughter when school resumes? But luckily for us, everything just worked out in our favor. Everything worked out. It was like God just aligned our story, right? So I just hope that we are like, if we keep saying these stories, I just hope we can encourage people,
Motivate somebody
just to
out there.
motivate people, to let them know that yes, whatever you are doing, just like my husband always says, one day it will definitely pay off.
Yeah. You know,
That's
for
for
me,
sure.
our story sometimes, when I look back, I mean, I cry because
Oh yeah, it's
we started from nothing.
nothing.
When
Absolutely
I mean
nothing. Like we
we
came here
started
with
from nothing, right? And
It's not easy.
when I look back,
It's not
I
easy.
mean, it's not like we've gotten to the destination, right?
No.
But when I look back and look at the trends, how the patterns and the trends our life has, had followed up to the point where we are right now, sometimes I shed tears because it's we've come a long way.
Oh, we've come a long way. And yes,
and we do not take for granted the support systems we have, which is
no.
another video we're going to talk about,
for another day.
And then how we're able to navigate paying the fees
and
so is another chapter or another story altogether.
Yeah.
And on this note, we just want to say
thank you so much.
That have liked our page.
Yes.
Everybody that has followed
yes,
us.
Thank you so
everybody
much.
That has subscribed to our YouTube channel.